This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today it's all about the dice, but not really the white D6s that you're used to. We're going to be rolling pigs, and we're going to be rolling big pigs. Today we're looking at Pass the Pigs. We're looking at the Big Pigs version, which is a huge giant version of the original. Let's see how these work. Let's see how much bigger than the original, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Now here are the big pigs, and on top of them I've placed my normal Pass the Pig, so you can see how much bigger these are in retrospect to the small pig dice that come with the normal size game. Now this is a press your luck game, so you're going to be rolling your pigs, trying to press your luck enough, and you're trying to be the first person to 100 points to win the game. Now these pigs are very foamy, they're very bouncy, so they do bounce quite a bit, so you want a big table, and you're simply going to roll both pigs. Now this one landed like this, and this one landed like this. Now this is cool, so depending on how they land, this one's on its back, and here's a dot that just is okay, that means nothing. Now there's a scorebook. This is actually where you keep score with all the players, but the top of it is a nice score sheet to keep you in tune with how many points you get at each roll. Now we saw a Razorback. As long as it's face up like that, you'll get 5 points. It doesn't matter what the other pig is doing. If you get 2 of them, it's 20 points. If you get one that looks like a trotter, it's sort of right up on its heels, you get 5 points and double is 20. If you get a snouter, which means it's leaning just like that, you'd get 10 points and 40 if you have 2 of them doing the snouter. A leaning jowler is, I think, the hardest one to get. It's a snouter, but he's leaning on his jowl, almost basically on his ear, actually. And you'll get 15 points for that, or 60 if you get a double. Now, the other two, let me go over in just a moment. Pig out. So each of these pigs has a dot on one side. They both have that, and they both have no dot on the other side. If at any point in time you roll one that's 1 dot and the other one is no dot, it's called a pig out. You have lost all the points that you've used that turn. Now if I had kept points earlier, I get to keep those. And so you're pressing your luck, maybe you get 20 or 30 points, you stop. It's the next player's turn. But later on, if you roll a pig out, you don't lose those points you already banked. You only lose the ones that you've been accumulating that turn. But there is a way that if you have 2 pigs and they are touching, well, that's an oinker. You actually go back to 0. That's the only way you lose all of your points. And there's one final one that's not actually here, is that if you have a pig like this, I've never seen this happen, and you get a pig on top of it like that, you're actually out of the game completely. Now there is an advanced way to play the game. It's for pig fanatics. If you have more than 20 points or more, you can try to hog call or guess what other people are going to roll. So when it's other people's turns, before they roll, you can yell out, "Soo-wee!" And then you yell out what you think they're going to roll. Here is a trotter. So before they roll, let's say you said trotter and you were right. You would get double the points that a trotter would get. The trotter usually gets 5 points, so you would get 10. But the player that rolls actually loses that many points. They would lose 10. If I was wrong and I said trotter, but it was actually a snouter, then I would lose twice the amount of snouter. The snouter is 10 points. I would lose 20. The player who rolled it would get twice as much, so they would get 20. So basically just doubles or subtracts doubles depending if you get it right or wrong with you and the player that threw it. And it comes in this big box, but it also comes with a bag. If you'd like to get rid of the box for space, you can just put the pigs and the scoring in this nice bag. And for good luck, let's just throw the pigs one more time. 1 point! And he's not touching. Almost is, but isn't. Now I had recently looked at Pass the Pigs. I reviewed it because I played this game a ton as a kid. We had tons of fun growing up playing this game around the dinner table. And then I had played it for years, and designer Robert Burke came over to play some games one night from Florida. He flew in and we played some games. And at the end of the night, we were really tired and we just pulled out Pass the Pigs and had a blast and laughed. And we're like, why don't we play this more often? Yeah, the game is silly fun. Yes, you can tell it's aged. Yes, there's a lot of downtime between turns. But this is typically one of those games where people are chatting and talking and very casually playing this game. There's usually other things going on around you. Because if you were to play this game super serious, waiting for your turn around like 6 players, it could take a while to get there and there's a lot of downtime. But if you're playing it very casually, it's a lot of fun. This to me adds a ton to that fun. Anytime you go to a convention, you play large King of Tokyo, large Catan, playing large versions of game are always fun. And this is no different. It feels good. You get these huge pigs in your hand that you're rolling. Now, I will say the only negatives are you need to have either a really big table or you need to put something like a sheet down and play on the floor. And I say a sheet down because these pigs do get dirty pretty easy. They collect dirt very quickly. Even if you play on the table, you wipe it down first and make sure people play with clean hands because it tends to get dirt. Now, you can wash them off and clean them. You'll probably be doing that a lot like I have been doing. But they do get dirty quite easy. But you can play on the floor. That's actually one of the most fun ways to play on a nice solid floor with a little sheet on top of it. And it's a ton of fun. So you need a bigger playing space, which might be a negative for some if you don't have that. But if you do, oh man, this is tons of fun. A lot better than the original one. Unless I'm traveling, I'll bring a little one. But then again, know that this is sort of a game that has downtime. And it's not the most thinkiest game, but if you're light and loose and casual, this can be one of the most fun games you'll have at a party. And having the big pigs makes it even more fun. It ratchets that up. And that is Pass the Pigs, Big Pigs.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for backing me on Kickstarter and making this season become a reality. I'd like to especially thank those here that have backed me at the credit level. Now, these video reviews are also available by audio on our podcast. It's the intros and the final thoughts on GameBoyGeek.com. Click podcast.